What's up there, YouTube? This is going to be the second time I do this filming because the first time I lost it, and that really pissed me off. So I'm going to try to make it short and sweet, but I'm going to do the review here on the Mutation X clone by Tobeco. You can pick these things up online, 15 bucks. You can pick up the authentic for about 35 bucks. I have the original version. You can get the version 2 authentic for $35.99, somewhere around there. Several places online. Check them out. This RDA has been quite good to me. I've got it sitting on my Clowper T8 that came in. Had a video up on a first look impression of it. Let's see if we can get you guys to be able to see what I'm running at. So I've got, is it going to focus? Focus. Not good enough. But you can see I'm running 70 watts. Comes out to be in 3.7 volts. Plug it into the ohms calculator. That's where it should be. This thing is not doing the best right now. My coils are getting kind of dirty. My cotton's getting kind of dirty. As you can see, dual coil. I believe it's 22 gauge. Let's see what we got here. So it's not horrible, but it's not great either right there. I'm running it at about what you would if your battery on a mech mod was dropped off. I wanted you guys to be able to see that because I know these high wattage device, a lot of people are kind of skeptical on whether or not to get them. A lot of people have mech mods. A lot of cloud chasers are using them. A lot of flavor chasers. Other people are using box mods as well. So let's talk about this a little bit. Right now, you got 9 airflow options, as most people have seen or heard, or 9 airflow holes. I'm sorry, not options. This thing on both sides, so you have 18 different air holes. This is the one in my video that I talked about from my local vape shop, Pendragon, that I picked up. They ended up getting me hooked up with this, and this is the one they were a little concerned about. I ended up finding the sweet spot for me, and the flavor on it's really good. I wouldn't say completely outstanding, but flavor is actually really good, and that's, I vape. I like to get a good amount of flavor, but I also, I want to be able to see that, I got the vapor too. I'm not a cloud chaser by any means. I would like to go to a competition and watch as a spectator. Not for me to partake in though. But this little Addy right here, for an authentic version for under 40 bucks, I don't see where it's going to be all that bad for you. Let's just go over it right now. If you're one of those people that likes to do single coil builds and you don't like dual coil builds, this is probably not for you. You can only do dual coil mode. You have airflow on both sides. Your adjustable airflow, which is this top cap, it only will adjust on both sides at the same time. So you're either wide open or you start shutting it off. We'll go up close, kind of look at it with the coils that I have on there and stuff. I'm not going to pull it apart right now. It's late. I don't feel like building. I'm really sorry. And like I said, I had all that done and lost my footage, and so I got some different software, able to do a few different things. I'm using that right now, but on some of the other future things that I do, we'll get that done. I'm vaping a Max VG Blueberry Custard right now, and like I said, let's have a vape and see how she does. Like I said, the coils aren't doing great right now, but we'll go ahead and do it. So she's putting out pretty good. We've got, my sweet spot is the 3 holes closed off. So, you know, the first adjustment is you can take. Are you going to focus? Okay. You can take and close off one air hole, then you close off the 2, leaving you where I'm at right now, where I've got 6 open on each side. The next one would be like that, then like that, to where you're down to 1 air hole. Now these air holes are 2 millimeters wide. I measured them out. So you still got a decent amount of airflow with that closed off. I like more of an airy draw, hence why I've got it up at 6. You know, when I brought this thing home and I screwed it on, built on it and everything, got it all set up, and I had it wide open. I wanted to try it wide open. I always do, because I don't want to get an extremely hot, intense vape, and I had it on a mech mod, and you know, I took my first vape, and there's so much airflow on this that it was a cool vape, and just too much airflow for me. Like I said, I like the flavor, and the flavor was, even wide open, the flavor was okay. But I started messing with it, and at first I wasn't sure about it. This has become an addy that, you know, I've really liked to, I like to build on. I've started liking more and more about it. Now, if I'm really in the mood for, you know, great flavor, I go to something else. But if I'm in the mood to have like a good vape, I mean, just a good vape, there's nothing wrong with this. So let's have a toke, and we'll go down and look at it. I'll kind of show you guys what it is. My table right now is a disaster, but you know, I'll see what I can get you guys. We'll look at it. You know, I'll show you the different parts of it. I know most of you have seen it, and we'll come back up and have a vape, and I'll let you guys go. Okay, so here we are up close. We've got 22 millimeter device, like most, you know, 18650 setups are. I don't know why my zoom's going crazy. Sorry, guys. We've got this set up the way it was. Pulled it straight off. So we've got this drip tip here. Now the drip tip, as you can see, is a wide bore drip tip. I mean, it goes all the way through. Let's set this off to the side. See if you can see. So, I mean, you got a pretty good bore on this thing. It's a little on the narrow side for most of the wide bores that I've messed with. Normally the metal's a little bit thicker, you know, way out here, and they balloon it down and have a smaller hole inside. But then you've got in here, which is, you know, it's a good size bore. It just takes a little use to having the little drip tip on there. Now I have put other drip tips on there. They work great. They fit down flush, no problems, no wiggling. This thing is nice and tight. I have no issues with this one at all. So let's go ahead and move that over. We'll take a look at this. So we've got the top cap. This thing's dirty. It did come to me nice and clean, and you know, everything. It had machine oil. I had to wipe it all down, you know, wash it all out and all that. So it fits, I mean, perfectly. 22 millimeter. You can see Mutation X down here on the bottom. Standard 510 threads. Copper, or not copper, I'm sorry, silver plated center 510 pin. Let's see if we can pull this thing apart for you. O-rings, or O-ring around the top cap. Something to say, every one of these O-rings on this thing are tighter than hell. I've been using this thing for about 3 weeks now, I believe, and I'm still, these O-rings are quite tight and snug. Well, I mean, as you can see, there's no leakage down here other than where my fingers just were when I pulled that off. These O-rings fit tight. Machining on it is good. The cooling fins here that it's got are nice and smooth, no problems. And my camera's still doing autofocus. I don't know why. Sorry. But here's your adjustable airflow that I was talking about. You've got just these two parts right here that, you know, if I stick this in here without doing it all the way, let's see if we can get it here. So, yeah, that's what kind of closes your airflow and opens it back up. You can see it working there a little bit. It has the conical design on the top cap up here, so that gives you better flavor on your chamber. And you know, for something that was made, I mean, it's definitely made for cloud chasers. Each one of those holes is 2 millimeters right here, so you got 18 2 millimeter holes. I mean, you're looking at 36 millimeters worth of airflow going through there. The design that it's got on there, the way they're staggered, you don't have to worry about drilling it like a lot of guys do in your barrel. The barrel already comes stand up to get that vortex design on your vapor and everything. Top cap, nicely machined, fairly, you know, fairly good. I mean, thick top cap on this thing. Not too heavy, but not too light. 3-post design in there. Decent sized juice wells. Let's see if we can pop that out for you. As you can see, the barrel is not overly thick, but nice and thick. Has a little bit of weight to it. Not a whole lot, but is quite nice. It does, now that I'm rotating right there, let's see if I can do this without this camera acting up. Okay, so where I'm going to point right around this ledge, or this edge right here, you see that little lip. That little lip actually, if you look at the deck, there's the lip on there. So what that does is that lip, this lip in here, fits down in this little groove, and then when it slides down in there, it makes contact with that lip, so it won't go any further in. It sits flush every time. I know some people were having problems with like the big dripper, where it would just take and go all, you know, come through, and people were kind of shorting out on the top, or, you know, having some problems with that. This doesn't do that. It sits flush right where it's supposed to. But there's also that little grooved in there part in the middle, as you can see down in there, that your top cap fits, and I believe the airflow control kind of makes contact with that, just in case there wasn't a problem. So we'll move that out of the way. Here's the deck. You can build high, you can build lower. I built a little bit lower. It's got a decent sized juice well on it. I mean, you can kind of see it over here in this corner over there. And it is not bad. I mean, cotton fits in there pretty good. The holes in there for your wire. Let's see if we can move my cotton over just a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, pretty decent sized holes in there. The centerpiece is actually even bigger. Your center post has a bigger one. I can put 2 pieces of 22 gauge in there with no problem, side by side. They fit real nice. It's got your regular Phillips screw heads. 2 O-rings right here to seal everything up, and it does, man. This stuff is extremely snug. So we put it all back together. Put it here, line it up, and as you can see, that lip that's right there, I know it's having a hard time, but right there, you're getting a little bit of a shadow. Let's see. Okay, nice and flush, not hanging over, not nothing. These 510, good machining on that. It doesn't bind up or do anything weird. So top cap comes back on. Now, on the new ones, the version 2s, from what I've seen, it's got the same type of barrel, same type of deck, but from the top corner here down to this bottom corner, it kind of has like a curved effect. Now, I think that's to be able to allow for the way these are curved and to adjust a little bit differently. I'm not sure. I haven't used one, haven't seen one up close. But I know that they're the same price, so if you're out there and you're looking for it, pick up the new one. The barrel, everything else from what I've seen is all done kind of the same. So let's go ahead and put this thing back together. You hear that click, nice, you know, nice tight seal. It's not going anywhere. Now listen to this. I mean, that is snug. It's not going anywhere. So, I mean, like I said, pretty wide bore drip tip in there for being, you know, kind of narrow on the outside. So there's a Mutation X up close. Let's go ahead and go back up, and we'll have another vape, finish talking, and we'll see you there. Alright guys, we're back up. Mutation X back on my Clopper T8. I've got this thing wide open, completely wide open, to show you guys the performance on it. I'm gonna take a toke, and that way you guys can see the, you know, setup it would be for, you know, kind of cloud chasing or what have you. You know, stock. I haven't done anything to this. This is the way it came straight out of the box. So, good vapor production, performs well. Flavor on that, like I said, is okay. It's not bad. I mean, I've had worse coming from stuff that was set up, you know, with a tighter draw and everything else. It's got good flavor. Let's close it down. Maybe. I'll let you guys see what I'm doing here. So... maybe having a hard time here. Okay, so performance where I like it, the 2 holes closed off, or 3 on each side, I'm sorry, 2 spots. Still great flavor. I mean, like, tenfolds on this just by doing that. Vapor's still really good. I'm gonna drip again, guys. Getting a little dry here. This RDA, you know, I was concerned that I wasn't gonna like it after I picked it up, but I went in there looking for it. You know, I wanted this RDA, and this is that one that they were concerned about. And like I said, it wasn't their fault. You know, I was the one that went in there and said, "Hey, this is what I want," and that's what they gave me. I believe they have the clones for $29.99 down at my local shop, Pendragon in Visalia, California. If you guys are around, go down there, check them out. Like I said, it's just a local place that I think is real cool. So I'm going to go ahead and close this thing off all the way. See if you can see that. Okay, so you can see that there's only one airflow hole. Not open on that side. So, okay. Now, there's one airflow hole open on that thing. Again, 2mm hole. Bigger than, you know, like my Patriot, stuff like that, when it came straight out of a box. So, let's go ahead and do it. We'll do it at 70 watts. 3.7 volts. Still, I mean, flavor just went way through the roof. You start tasting more of the undertones and stuff. If that's the type of vapor you are, though, let me warn you. If you want to taste every little bit of your juice like a lot of people do, this RDA, you're going to have to run almost closed off to be able to do so. You know, I know that taste is subjective, and a lot of people have different ideas of what they want. This, for me, is a good setup if I'm just trying to get a nice hot, you know, hot vape that I can taste a lot of different flavors on. I've got other RDAs, one of which is a Plumevel that, yeah, it does have a lot better flavor. Versatility alone, this one's got it beat. I think that I can, if I were to, you know, just want to do big clouds of vapor, I would use this over my Plumevel. So now that you guys have seen that, for those of you that run regulated box mods, I know that a lot of people haven't been into buying the newer ones that are out yet because of some of the issues that they're having. And I went ahead and spent the money. So we'll drop this thing down to 50 watts. That way you guys can see it. Like if you're not running it on a mech mod, the IPv2, the Clopper T5, the new ZNA clone by Clopper, the 50 watt DNA style. We'll let you guys see what it's all about on 50 watts. So I got, let's see, 50 watts there, 0.2 ohm build. Not too bad, not too bad. This is a great little RDA to learn to build on. Got big enough holes, got plenty of room to build. The way the deck's set up, it's got a deep enough juice well to be able to pack your cotton in there and still leave a little bit of space under your coil to breathe. You can get enough vertex action from the inhalation. Good addy. So if you're looking for something and you want an authentic that's in price range, check this one out. Good vapor production, performs well, has good flavor, and you don't have a lot to work with money wise. I know things are tight for a lot of people. I'm one of them. For 36 bucks you can have an authentic RDA, or 15-16 bucks you can have the clone that performs well, and you can do the cloud chasing, or you can do flavor chasing with it. Not a bad setup, not a bad setup at all. Remember guys, stay off the cigarettes. Vaping's where it's at. I'll see you guys later on my next review. If you have any questions or comments, please post them on here. You can hit me up on Facebook. Talking Vapes, same as my YouTube. On Facebook I got a page. Love to hear all your comments, concerns, questions. I'll do what I can to help. That's what I'm here for. You guys have a good night, and we'll have a vape and be out of here.